Welcome to Noir Alley. I'm your host, Eddie Muller, hanging out at bar 355. And today I bring you the kind of story that ought not to be made, because it is a story of gross lust and shocking brutality and ruthlessness. Sounds pretty good to me, but I'm just quoting Joseph Breen, Hollywood's chief censor at the time today's film, Born to Kill, was submitted to his office for approval. Honestly, I have no idea how this film got past the production code watchdogs in 1947. RKO agreed to cut a few of its more violent passages, but the overall tone of the film and the motivations of its main characters are as depraved as anything Hollywood turned out at the time. What makes all this the more confounding is that the film is directed by one of the nicest guys in the business, Robert Wise, who with this picture graduated from the B unit at RKO to A-list status. The source material is an overheated novel called Deadlier Than the Male, an entirely appropriate title that should have stayed on the film. Claire Trevor had played her share of femme fatales by this time, but none of them hold a candle to Helen Brent, the viper she portrays here. This isn't your garden variety vixen, a wily woman who uses sex appeal to get what she wants. This is a much darker and more disturbing character, an otherwise respectable woman who's aroused by cruelty and pain. Like I said, it's astounding this film got made at all. There are lots of noir fans who believe a movie's not really noir unless it has a femme fatale. Well, how about a movie with a femme fatale and a homme fatale? Then it's like Clash of the Noir Titans. Trevor's co-star, Lawrence Tierney, had a wholly unexpected breakthrough portraying the title character in Dillinger, a B cheapie that became one of the biggest box office successes of 1945. The public relished Tierney's malevolent screen persona, which made Richard Widmark's giddy psychopath seem cuddly in comparison. Born to Kill was tailored to be Tierney's shot at stardom. In the wake of Dillinger's surprising success, RKO put a lot of money and talent into this film, customizing the whole thing to exploit the actor's dangerous sex appeal. On the posters, he looked like Tyrone Power's badass black sheep brother. On screen, Tierney never seemed to be acting. He seemed ready for a fight at any moment, which is precisely how he spent his free time. Despite attempts to groom him as a leading man, nothing and no one could control the actor's propensity for drunken brawling and outrageously antisocial behavior. Before the end of the 40s, Tierney had a rap sheet twice as long as his resume. His brother Scott, who sounded exactly like him and was even more handsome, ended up getting steadier work and changing his last name to Brady to avoid any confusion with his notorious sibling. I can't say Lawrence Tierney blew his big chance, because somehow he went on to have a long career, one that extended into the 1990s with films like Quentin Tarantino's Reservoir Dogs, where he played the gang's leader. I shared a memorable time with Tierney one night in Hollywood when he showed up at a screening I was hosting of, you guessed it, Born to Kill. Most of what transpired that night cannot be related on a family-friendly network. But to give you a sense of the man, I'll just share this. I asked if he had any words of wisdom to share about navigating the kind of tumultuous life he'd led. He looked me square in the eye and said, "Yeah, never get in a fight with a guy who knows how to handle a knife." Folks, Claire Trevor gives a great performance in this film, but Lawrence Tierney, he is not acting. Enjoy Born to Kill.